When revenge glows green, I think it is. Anyhow, the match is underway. Let me focus up there a little bit. If Names or Nightmare is around and wants to jump in, I'm just pop in a voice chat and I'll jump in there with you. Otherwise, I'll just we'll do what we can here. Winger. I'm also gonna shut the music. Yeah. Actually, a long load screen. All right, cool. We have Lizardmen versus Dogs of War. Let me kill this music right here. All right, cool. So we have in the southwest corner, by Inspired, we have the Lizardmen play. Been pretty standard pick for Inspired lately. His go-to race is very strong early game. He does play very aggressively in the first couple of levels, trying to get some aggressive kills. And then across the map we have in the blue, RazerMoon, who is a newcomer to the scene. As far as I have not yet seen any of his games, I've heard he's extremely talented as a Warcraft 3 player though. And he has elected to go Dogs of War, and he's going the Cathay the Nippon. Wow, so he's going Dogs of War, and he's not going Arabian as well. That's interesting. Well, I guess we'll see what sort of a build he has in mind out of the Dog of War faction. Getting some forward wall. So he's kind of sim-citying up here. He's walling out the front end of the base, business in the front, industry in the back. Very standard war chief coming out. I did not catch his tech, but I'm going to assume he teched into Kodal. Been the go-to build of sorts. Once the war chief takes the board, I can verify that. Same sort of situation with the Sim City here. It's a very nice wall off. So what he's doing is he's constricting the available space so that heroes can't get through. Heroes do not have enough room to squeeze through here, yet in these small like little cubbies, the workers can. So this is just a soft way of kind of stopping early game hero aggression just with your Sim City. Okay, he does a reset pull on this creep camp here. Using his summoned lizards, and looks like the plague of Tapok. Alright, so that is the Kodal build. So we have a pretty standard Lizardman build ahead. See how he goes into the early game here, if he elects to run across the map right away or continue creeping. The Sensei is the hero of choice for RazerMoon, a very strong Blade Master-esque champion. Sure, what's up with the artifacting there? And Inspired is roaming out across the map. He's cleared out that first camp, putting him at about 70% of a level here. And not even a stone's throw away, we have RazerMoon creeping out this camp over here. But it looks like Inspired is he's gonna check on the status of the natural expansion. He wants to know if his opponent is going for a very early expand. Seeing that he's not, he is gonna come in and creep out this camp right next to RazerMoon's base. We got a Circlet of Nobility on the Sensei. That's a pretty strong early game item, as well as a stack of Dispel Scrolls to deal with the summoned serpents of the Lizardmen army.
A player's forces are under attack.
And he's pulling the boys. Meeting up with the boys in the middle of the field is actually pretty this is a very bad situation for RazerMoon here. All of his peons getting caught out, and one of them very quickly dying. Looks like Inspired's gonna elect to try and burn. Yeah, he's gonna burn down one of these tents up front here. There's a watchtower in the back providing a bit of covering fire protection here, but these tents are dropping fast to the DPS of the skirmisher pack. Already we have 3 tents down. The RazerMoon's taking a massive hit to his supply. He's already supply blocked with losing these structures. The half-health Sensei runs in. This is gonna be a rough fight though. Looks like Inspired has a bit of a health lead and an army lead. Although the chunk. The Sensei put the frickin' beat down in there. That was some obscene damage right there. Although it looks like the Warchief's gonna go in, try and get to pick off the last hit here. He just needs one more auto attack to seal the deal. There it is. Oh, 2 more auto attacks. He's gonna town portal back to the other side, get chased around the map, or around his own base. He's trying to run out. Just got him with the quick shoes. The jukes. But he's been walled into his into the base here. He's gonna have to burn a town portal. Oh, he didn't have a town portal. I do believe he just got pretty outplayed there. That was a massive bait. Baiting him into the corner of the base there and then walling him in and killing him off. Very cheeky play. Inspired triggers the wakes up the mob camp here to have them turn around and kill off the Sensei. It was very well played. I'm actually not sure if RazerMoon should have kept the Sensei alive there, or if he should have just tried to maybe deny it instead of giving up the experience. Actually, no, I guess the creep got the kill there, so all in all, he didn't actually gain any experience from that kill. RazerMoon does have his natural expansion at about 35–40% here. And he's checking the status of his opponent's natural. Sees the creep camp is still there and decides to pull back. So he knows right now he has the economic lead. He's got an expansion up, about halfway, and his opponent hasn't even cleared out of the creep camp yet. Not only is the natural basics set up here, but RazerMoon's also established some watchtowers here to hold off the no doubt incoming aggression. Inspired's still unaware of this natural expansion. I have to imagine instantly dispel scrolls the serpent quad there. Gets off a juicy 200 damage crit to the face there on the skink warchief. He's learning fast that he does not want to be letting the sensei get onto his face and hit him. Oh, a big damage hit out of the warchief there. Both these champions just do a lot of nuke damage. A lot of hero damage. There's another big crit. A 200 damage hit from the skink warchief here. Inspired electing to get his second hero instead of going for the expansion, and right now he's pushing this advantage. He's gonna try and knock down the altar. He knows if he can get the altar down, and then kill off the enemy's hero, that's gonna basically be the game. Given that this mode doesn't have hero buybacks available. Dropping the forward skink tower. We've seen this a lot out of Inspired lately, where he starts building forward structures. I'd expect a totem to come down as well here. And the forward treasures, and here's the totem. Yeah, this has been a normal strategy we've seen out of Inspired, where he occupies the space just outside the base, and he uses this as a staging point for aggression. Lizard nerf when? I don't know. I know that the Codal are already being reviewed. They're already up next onto the chop block. There isn't a way to instantly revive a hero using the item from the shop. Is there really? From the neutral shop? Huh. I wasn't aware of that. I'll have to take a look at that. You need an item, a unit that can carry items to work, which that's only spellcasters for the most part, right? I guess there's a handful of other units here and there that can hold items. The War Chief taking a big hit from the Sensei, but trading out just as much damage. The Sensei getting low and running away. Let's chill. The War Chief is chasing him down. He just needs one more auto attack to seal the deal. There we go. The Skink War Chief early game deals so much damage. What a win. An excellent game by both parties. GG's to Inspired. What does he do to counter this play? That's the question you ask here. This is this very, very high damage Skink War Chief in the early game is it's quite problematic. I feel like the Skink War Chief does the same amount of damage the Sensei does, except he does it from range and he can go invisible. So it's just a very scary hero unit for to deal with in the early game. Oh. All right, so now for the next round, RazerMoon is allowed to force a race change out of Inspired. So be curious if he elects to force his opponent to change. I imagine he will. And if he does, I'm curious what we see out of Inspired for round 2. If we're going to see some Empire play, perhaps maybe Beasts of Chaos have been quite popular as well. That's what we like to fucking hear. Everybody popping in to watch these matches today, thank you so much for supporting the stream. Extremely appreciated. I'm doing my best to get up to snuff on this this mod so I can bring you guys a quality casting experience. I appreciate you guys that that know the game better than me. Correcting me when I do make mistaken calls and things. I greatly appreciate that. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Because I really, I'm coming from StarCraft 2, and for the most part, a lot of the metagame decision making and overall strategy is very similar. It just it's done via different routes, right? It's the map control, the resource management, the level advantage, supply leads, like all these things are pretty consistent in RTS, but there's little nuanced things here that like this with the resurrection scroll. I wasn't aware of that. I've never seen somebody res scroll in the middle of a match, so I guess it's just due to it being clunky getting a hold of the scroll. Do you still need the altar in order to use that item, or how does that work? Oh, RazerMoon did not force a race change out of Inspired? Is he aware that he's allowed to do that? I'm not that's a balls of steel move. I would not. Don't think you need the altar, but you're not sure. Okay. Yeah, because he would have been down an altar there. That's why I was curious if it was if it would have still worked. All right, so we have Inspired once again in the red on the Lizard Man. RazerMoon, having lost the last match on the Dogs of War, has elected to switch over to the Ogres. Curious if we'll see some Lead Belcher play here, which was the go-to strategy last season. They took a little bit of a nerf, but the Ogres are still very strong. Their tier 1 units are extremely bulky. Most of them running around 1,000 hit points. So we'll see how this turns out. Like I said, that's a big balls play. Letting Inspired play a second match as a Lizard Man. Maybe, and the problem is he didn't even really. All right, he thinks he has a counterplay. This is what I was about to say. Is he, at least if he replays the same strategy, he knows what his opponent's going to do. Right? If he lets him play Lizard Man again, he's got a good idea of exactly what his opponent's going to do, and he's going to try and custom tailor a counter to it. We have the Hunter headed across the map, able to summon a set of Saber Cats to do harassment, as well as having a ranged nuke. The Skink Warchief's already cleared out his first creep camp. Has about a 70% experience lead here. Coupled with the Skirmisher and the Summoned Army, that's... Oh, he ran in just to get the Dispel Scrolls here. He's gonna pick off the Skirmisher, it looks like. Oh, maybe. No, I think he...
A player's forces are under attack.
Not sure, I'll have to check in on that.
The town is under siege.
Oh. Okay, it does go down. Inspired taking the fight straight to RazerMoon's front door. A Dispel Scroll goes out, clearing out the Serpents. He does lose a worker so far. It looks like just the one worker down. That's not a terrifying loss for this point in the game. So really, he's just trying to hold down the fort until he can tech up to lead belchers. He's already most of the way to tier 2. Obviously, Inspired can see that he is teching up. We're gonna see a Dispel Scroll here. Oh, he already used them. I don't know if there was a display glitch. I thought he'd picked up 3 of them already. He's getting walled in with the fighting grounds. Oh, actually, he's not walled in. I thought this was a wall. Reinforcing skink skirmishers coming in from the south end. Gonna keep up this aggression, trying to push in and kill these workers off. Yikes. And RazerMoon leaves the match. I don't believe he was happy with this loss. I fully believe he should have requested a race change here. I think going into this, like, I understand he had a strategy, but the lizard man early game is very, very difficult to deal with. I think beasts have a unique way to kind of fend off the aggression with the herdstone defensive ability just being really strong at the early game. I think the herdstone does a good amount to ward off early game aggression. But other than them, ooh. Other than them, I'm not really sure who all can handily push back that lizard game, early game, the lizard game. Well, GG's. The first set goes to Inspired with very confident lizardman play. People are certainly gonna have to come up with an answer for this to be able to contend with the later series, the later matches. Inspired, a lot of the people have been playing Lizardman, and they haven't been pumping as many tier 1 units. They've been doing the similar early game harassment, but they haven't been pushing or emphasizing the skink skirmishers as well. Notice that in Inspired's gameplay, he is doubling, if not tripling down on the level 1 push, and usually he's just constantly producing the skink skirmishers throughout that.